Hey, James, just you
Hey,
and me,
Kevin.
right? Just you and
Pardon?
me. We may have
Yeah.
there's Nick. Nick already knows about this. See, Nick's got his own doll. You see that?
Okay. That's cool.
Yeah, I one of my suppliers had one, and I had to I saw it on her email
Uh-huh.
signature, and I had to make my own.
There you go.
Uh, it's tiny on my screen, though. I can't see what it is.
It's him.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
you
an
just
Yeah.
action
upload a picture of
figure.
yourself, and yeah,
Wow, shoot. That's cool.
pretty accurate.
Yeah, it is.
I tried one where I told it to make me more like muscular
Ah,
and so on, and that was ridiculous looking. It was very funny.
look like the Hulk.
Oh yeah, immediately went to the extreme.
Of course, of course.
Almost motivational.
There you go. Well, today we're just going to talk about this the CLA because we're finalizing. Nick, you're already done. You got it taken care of. We appreciate that.
Very good.
And so that's pretty much it for today. Because then later this month, Oriole and I will join the immersion meeting, and we will present the base spec, and then we open it to the world to say, okay, if you have any disagreements, suggestions, well, let's say disagreements or want changes, let us know. And then after 2 weeks, we will be able to release it. But what we wanted to do today was to go one last time over this CLA because what we have right now, as you can see, is these contributors. Actually, let me wait because I'll have to say this again. Give it till five after. James, you had any luck with further conversations, or you still got some work to do?
Oh, still grinding through it. Yeah, I had to
But
create
if
an
you,
account
it,
and all that kind of stuff to
oh, okay,
submit, and it just,
okay,
man.
okay. No, I know. I had to. I went through the same thing. I had to go back and forth, and finally got them to agree, and then I had to find. Okay, well, normally you have to get somebody to sign it that's a higher up, and
Uh-huh.
they finally said, "No, Kevin, you can sign it." Okay, all right. After all that, I guess they figured it wasn't that big a deal after all.
Oh,
Because again, James, if you read it, in fact, we'll talk about that. Let's wait till five after, and then we'll go through
okay,
that,
sure.
and then I'll
Sure.
review it, sort of like what you and I talked about yesterday, but we'll do it for everybody.
Yeah, that I think very helpful.
Yeah. So we're going to wait till five after, and then we'll get into this. But again, this meeting, we're just going to talk about the CLA for OCP, and what that is about these contributors. Everybody that's a contributor has to sign this CLA.
Oh, hey, Kevin,
Yeah,
before we go any further, can we record this just
it is
so?
being recorded.
Oh, it is. Okay,
It
okay.
should be. Yeah, it's when you come on, I
Oh,
think
yeah.
it says.
Yeah, I heard the posting saying that it's being recorded.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Missed that.
Hey, like you said, I've already got mine taken care of, so I'm gonna jump off
Go
unless
for it, man.
I can be any help. All right.
Go for it.
Thanks, Kevin, and Happy New Year to all y'all.
Same you.
Yeah,
We'll
Yeah.
talk
take
later.
care. Bye.
Okay, everybody. It's now five after. Um, Today's meeting is just going to be about. All right, we've got the base spec pretty much. Well, it is for phase one. It's done. But what we have is we have all these contributors you can see here, and Oriel and myself and Molex has already signed the CLA. I'm looking for somebody from TE to sign it, and somebody from Amphenol to sign it, and James for your team to sign it. Nick's already
Yep.
signed it, Amy signed it, and Rolf signed it. So, um, what the CLA is, and let me figure out how to do this. I'm going to try to show that. Oh, I know how to do that. I go back here. Sorry about that, guys. I know how to do that. You go here, and nope, no, come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on. I did this already once. What the CLA is a document that, all right, I'm going to have to stop sharing, then try it again. It's a document that basically says that anybody that contributed, so one of those contributors, uh, if you contributed anything that's copyrighted or that your company owns, proprietary or whatever, you're allowing OCP and in this document to use it, to copy it, to present it, to share it. So that's really what the CLA is saying you're allowed to do. It doesn't say that OCP owns it. It just says that they can use it. So that's what this is all about. Yeah, basically, I think if you go underlying to this whole thing, and I'll just say it out loud, I think OCP is just trying to make sure they don't get sued over somebody. So any one of the contributors, and as I said, so we're talking Amphenol and Molex, we need somebody from those teams to sign that CLA, or he'll send it out a little earlier. And again, all it is the right for OCP to utilize the information that was given to this in this document, in this this. Then let me do that again. Let me find it again. If I can figure out how to do that. Come on. There we go.
And Kevin, just to be clear, is it just this CLA applies only to this rev of the spec, or does it imply authorization for future revs? Or each time it gets
It's
rev, does it get a new
it,
CLA?
well, if you're a contributor, anything that you contributed to this document. So you basically are saying that anything you contribute to this document, because if we rev it the document, you're still a contributor.
Right.
So if you were to give us more information, you have to understand that that's okay. That means OCP can use it. So bottom line is you don't, if there's some proprietary information that you don't want shared in this document, don't don't bring it to the party. Don't bring it to our,
Okay, understood.
because
Thank you.
that's just the way to do it. If and I don't think there's anything that any of us are really that's proprietary that we're bringing into this. That's not what we're trying to do. We're trying to do a base spec so that, and yeah, I guess if your company had any special secret sauce, don't don't share it. Don't bring it to this. But if your company, if it's just the basic information, like we've done on how this that should be put together. You got a tank with fluid in it. You're putting power down in it. The power requirements are ABC. The tank requirements are ABC. The tank needs to be able to safely handle problems like if the level gets too low. We talked about that. Uh, the power supply needs to protect itself, which is just normal information. This is nothing secret. I mean, you can go anywhere and see that type of information. Now, if somebody had some little special trick that their company wants to keep proprietary, then please don't share it, because if you do and then you sign this, that means that OCP, all it means is OCP can use that information. Again, it doesn't mean OCP owns it. It doesn't mean OCP, you know, owns that right to that. It just means that you shared it and that it can be copied and distributed, but not necessarily ownership. That's not what they're saying at all.
And
So
is it, and just I'm just trying to be prepared for
yes,
questions from our legal team. So is it only information then that is actually carried in the spec and part of the spec
correct.
document? Could it be something like a PowerPoint that's shown? Say I was presenting during one of these calls and I did a PowerPoint that is not part of the spec. Does that also?
No, because when you do the CLA, and I'm sorry, I
Mhm.
haven't been able to figure out how to get it up on the screen. When you do the CLA, it basically you're saying this base power and immersion specification. So you're a contributor, and it's
Mhm.
only the information in that spec.
Okay, perfect. That's what I need to know. Thank you.
Yes, yes.
So
It's
please do
it's not.
realize this is an open public call, though. So anything you present in a
Yes,
public call, right, is
yeah.
open to anybody.
It's also recorded, James. So
Yeah.
yes, if you did that, you're opening yourself up because it's public.
Okay.
So you just don't want to do that if there's secret sauce or something that's proprietary that you want to keep that way. It's just it's just normal. You wouldn't
Sure.
want to. Everybody here then could take and run, and they can make copies because everything's on the internet. We all know that. So
Yeah.
anyway,
All right.
so
Thanks.
that's it. That's the gist of it. Are there any other questions about the CLA and about what if and that kind of thing? No, because that's all I wanted to talk about today. Because as I said, oh here, that's how I can do it. Here, David, here we go. Here's the CLA. All right, and as I said, you can see here the purposes you're going to for the power and immersion base specification is what you're going to put in there. So it's what this spec is about, so it's just that. And the purpose of the agreement is set forth terms to participate uh, in the development of the specification. So you contributed, you have helped. So the copyright. So what it's saying is you're granting the right for duplication worldwide, non-exclusive, no charge, royalty free, uh, without any obligation. You're just allowing this OCP spec to be used and to be put into the public. It doesn't mean that OCP owns that stuff that you gave. It just means that you won't go back and sue them. You're granting them the right to use it in this document. So basically, I know Amphenol and TE both gave us some information on measurements of temperatures of bus bars in dielectric fluid, this immersion fluid, and so they've shared that. So it just means that's free for us to use. And that's all this means. And no other rights. You can see here, no other rights, no express or implied patent, trademark, or property rights are granted under this agreement. So it's only the use of that information is allowed. That's what it's about. And you're giving that information to the OCP Foundation, which is it's a corporation. And again, I think at the end of the day, this is really just to keep, uh, from lawsuits happening, so that somebody doesn't put something out there and then we then take this spec, put it in to OCP, release it to the world, and then all of a sudden somebody says, "Oh, that's my, you know, copyrighted information. You can't share that." No, that's not what we're saying. What we're saying is you've given us the right to share that. That's all it is. So, okay. Any
Kevin,
questions?
yeah,
Yes, sir.
one last question, Kevin.
Of course.
What is the absolute drop dead date that you need this back by? Because if our team starts getting slow with it, I want to be able to say, hey, this is the
I would say by the end of the month,
okay.
because what's going on is I think it's not I not next week, but the following week, which we're going to do, which is the end of the month. We're going to do the presentation, and then there's 2 weeks before we release it. So let's say the end of the month. The end of the month does it for us. It allows us to do that. So if we don't get it, and I don't think there's any information you've given, so for your standpoint, that it should be okay. But we want to put you as a contributor because you have.
Yep.
So if we don't, we'll just put you down, acknowledge that you were at the meetings. We'll just put you down one level. But we don't want to do that. We want to put you guys and your company as a contributor. So that's the idea too, is it put your company's name into this. So when people read it, they say, oh, look, these guys helped with this project. So it is worth something. I think. I mean, you spend your time and effort,
Sure.
and we
Yeah.
appreciate it. So that's it, guys. So if there are no further questions, I'll wait a second or two here. Okay.
I
Okay,
have
So
one
we're
Kevin.
question.
yes, please.
Uh, you stated that Molex already supplied you with
No,
this,
no,
or okay,
no. I'm asking. Well, yes, Molex already signed it, I believe.
okay,
Right? I'm 99% sure because let me go back. They had. I thought they had, or well, I thought the lawyer was because we had a conversation with the lawyer and OCP. So,
okay,
and I believe that happened. So, uh, I'll go back and double check, but I'm pretty sure that they did
okay,
because I can't. I always have a Naprathanga was the one that was because he helped us with some information, and the Molex lawyer then was on the call with OCP, and they explained this similar to what I did. And again, it's not that that you're giving the copyright or giving that information to OCP. All you're giving is the right for us to publish it in this document. So there we
okay.
go. All right, cool.
Thanks.
James, one more.
No, no, no.
All right, cool.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Thank you very much. And as I said, I think not next week, following week in the immersion call, this general immersion call, Oriel and I will be presenting the base spec review. And then we're going to open it up to the public to say, okay, if there's any disagreements or anything that you just don't like, please come back now or forever hold your peace for Rev 1. Now, of course, there will be a Rev 2, and we're going to try to figure out what we want to do with that. And that's probably next month's call. We'll start asking for that kind of information. So think about it if you would. All right, guys. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks
Bye
again,
now.
Kevin. Bye bye.